walking around town. Have you heard the news? Well, apparently we all got free will and get to choose. Are you singing love songs or singing the blues? Now you have your way and I've got mine, but we're all connected by that universal central line, attracting to us what we believe all of the time. So I'll give what I got to give what I got to give with love. I'll give what I got to give what I got to give with love. I'll give what I got to give what I got to give with love. It always brings that sun out, breaks that dark cloud above. Now hey there, in the mirror, what's it gonna be? 'Cause you know that releasing the past is gonna set you free. And there's only love, it's plain to see, that can take away the pain and the misery. So I'll give what I got to give what I got to give with love. I'll give what I got to give what I got to give with love. I'll give what I got to give what I got to give with love. It always brings that sun out and breaks the dark cloud above. Now if you think of how I'm feeling and it isn't quite appealing, there's two things I can do. I can still play the game, you know, and feel the same, or put my foot in the other shoe. So I'll give what I got to give what I got to give with love. Give what I got to give what I got to give with love. I give what I got to give what I got to give with love. It always brings that sun out, breaks the dark cloud above. It always brings the sun out, breaks the dark cloud above.
Hey, Pierre, that's wonderful. Actually, thank you so much. And you do give what you've got to give, and you give what you've got to give with love, too.
I do.
Excellent song. Thank you for waking us all up this week. And it does bring out the sunshine. I mean, here we are in, Ontario, mostly all across Canada, actually, but we're all dealing with spring, and that song just affirms spring to me. So thank you so much for opening with that song. Wonderful.
It was my pleasure.
All right, well, we'll talk to you we'll see you in a little bit then.
Okay.
All right, enjoy. And welcome everybody to Global Truth Center Toronto. Thank you for bringing your consciousness here, for joining us tonight, and for giving yourself this 1 hour, this gift. This is a gift to yourself. Make sure that you recognize that gift and just let go of everything that's around you and just be fully present today. I'm going to start with just a little bit of a treatment to bring us into this moment, and then I'm going to go into the meditation, and then we'll get to our amazing guest tonight. If you've read the newsletter, you know that it is such a pleasure to have this talented mentor, teacher, person who actually is one of the founders of the center with us tonight. So we'll get to him in just a few minutes as well, to Dr. James. But for now, what I want you to do is just take a moment and take a deep breath in and just come right into this moment. And breathe in and recognize that you've come here on purpose, and that you, in your space are connected to this divine source, this light. We call it God or universe or whatever name we give it. It is just this divine source that we're all connected to. And you are connected to this source and to each other. And it's from that place that I know that everything unfolds perfectly for you right here, right now. And that as we come together this evening, we come together knowing that there is a message, that there is an energy, that there is a flow that is happening right here, right now, and going out into the world. And that we are changing the world with this energetic love, this light, this belief, this wonder. And that we're taking it out into the world even as we sit here and give this gift to ourselves. I'm grateful for you being here. I'm grateful for this knowledge, for this teaching. I'm grateful for the guests that we have tonight, our musical guests, and our wonderful Dr. James. So stay in this moment, and from that place of being connected, I would like to move right into our meditation. So if it's comfortable to do so, just close your eyes, and for the next 10 or 15 minutes, just sit and enjoy being connected. So I invite you to take a deep breath in. And then just release. On your next breath in, I invite you to think of love, light, peace, joy. As you release, just release to anything that's been attached, anything that happened before this moment. And finally, one more deep breath, grounding. And release. So from this state, I want you to feel this energy around you. I want you to feel this light, this love, this joy. Any sound that you hear will just deepen your connection to this inner space that we're going to journey together. I want you to feel the soles of your feet touching the ground. You are always connected to the ground. Feel the blood flowing into your feet and up to your ankles and calves and knees. Just feel that energy flow. That circulation, that light, that love. And now feel the energy move up to your lower torso, your legs, your knees, and your feet. You feel yourself connected to the ground and to the seat. Allow that energy to flow up through your back, up to your shoulders. Connecting your shoulders and your back to your hips, to your legs, to your knees, to your calves, to your feet, and to the ground. And now feel that energy into your arms, your wrists and your hands. Feel that vibration, that circular energy that is always pulsing through your body. Feel it from your hands to your wrists, to your arms, to your shoulder, to your back. You into your hips, to your legs, to your knees, to your calves, and to your feet. That energy that is flowing through you is life. It is that life that connects us to everything, from inside and from outside. So feel that energy from your back to your head. Feel it to your face, your lips, your nose, your forehead. Feel that energy from your head to your shoulders, to your arms, to your wrists, to your hands, to your back, to your legs, to your knees, to your calves and to your feet. So just sit in what that energy feels like and recognize that as you feel the energy inside moving and circulating, that is the same energy that we are breathing. As you breathe in, feel the source of life. And as you release your air, just see that it is also a source required by this universe. As you feel the air around you, recognize that we are connected to every molecule. From the air we breathe, to the sunlight we feel, it is all connected to the same source. We are creative expressions in this universe. And just as we see spring arising here, we too are arising, awakening, and changing. On a molecular level, our cells are constantly evolving, always being renewed. On an intellectual level, our mind is always being renewed as well. And to the degree that we allow ourselves to live in this wonder of what's to come, to the degree that we can let go of old thoughts, old patterns, old designs, is the degree that our mind can be renewed right here and right now. We are creativity wanting to be expressed. As conscious beings, we get to choose what that expression looks like. Just like the energy flows and renews with the cells of our bodies, our mind can be renewed. Knowing that our mind can be renewed, we get to decide what it is that we step into. We get to decide what our desired outcome is. And we can collectively and individually move our desired outcome into our reality. Just like when we release carbon monoxide, the universe is waiting to use what it is that no longer serves us to allow us to express even greater expressions of who we are. In this state of recognition of the energy that is flowing inside of you, recognize that the universe is waiting for what is yours to do. Allow what is speaking to you to be the guide that you use in your life. Recognize that as an individualized expression, that is, knowing that I am a unique individual with my own path on this journey called life. That only I can know what is mine to do. What comes to mind when you think of your life? Allow that to settle with you. Do you want to feel happiness? Do you want to feel loved? You want to feel abundant? Do you wish to feel creative expression, enjoying everything that you do? What does that look like for you? Living in wonder doesn't mean doing what we've done. It means allowing this creative newness, this creative expression to be fully materialized, fully realized. Happiness, love, joy, abundance are all part of your birthright. It will reflect back to you what it is that you put into it. This energy, this universe is simply just waiting for you to say exactly what it is that you're looking for. And then your individualized consciousness is just waiting to get to that level of belief. Because to the degree that you believe is to the degree that you create. Just allow that to sink in. Think these thoughts. My abundance is non-negotiable. My success is non-negotiable. My love is non-negotiable. Now, as you have that stamped into the universe from your mind, know it on a molecular level. As you come back into this moment, allowing yourself to feel the connection of the energy outside, feel the energy inside again from your head to your shoulders, to your arms, to your wrists, to your hands, to your back, to your hips, to your knees, to your calves, to your feet, and to the ground. As you come back to this place, just know that whatever needed to shift for you has shifted, and that you are sitting in this truth, this light, this joy that is yours to take. Namaste.
I live, breathe, give, receive, laugh, love. I'm a part of what's here and being what's still to be seen. I live, breathe, I love, love, love. I live, breathe, I love. I feel, I feel hurt, heal. I sing, play, live every day to be and see the best parts of me. I
Thank you, Pierre. Thank you for that wonderful top off to the meditation.
That's
Kind
my
of
job.
actually, I kind of need it because it kind of wakes me up a little bit.
Well, that's
I get,
good.
I get so immersed in the meditations, and whether it's the practitioners doing it or not, and it's just that grounding thing that helps us ground, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
And then you coming on and singing a beautiful song like that, it just allows everybody a moment to come back to the room. So thank you so much.
Oh, well, thanks, Fred.
Thank you, and we'll see you a little bit later.
Absolutely.
Okay, Pierre. Thank you.
Okay.
And right now, it is my immense pleasure to introduce and to invite Dr. James Mellon into this Global Truth Center Toronto. It feels like it's been forever. Dr. James is my mentor, my teacher, my original person into this philosophy, friend. I would say friend is top of the list as well, and just somebody who is one of the founders at our center. So it's so wonderful to have you here, James. We'll talk a little bit more about you, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the theme this month. Welcome, first of all.
Thank you. It's so fun to be here. And I just have to say, oh my God, Pierre was just both songs and your meditation, I was lost. I was like, I hope I come back for this.
All right.
I just went so deep.
I experience that every week. And, that's what I trust goes out into the ether as we do this. And that is what I trust. I mean, the comments and feedback that we get from the people who are members at the center, longtime members, and, we have about 20 or 25, members that are people who are becoming members of the center and following us every week. So
That is great.
yeah, we're really, it's really exciting. And what's great for us in this philosophy is we get to actually go back to ground zero a little bit, and I mean, it's a proverbial parking spot. How many people, are manifesting parking spots? And it's so much more than that. But if that's your foray into it, then, then it's a start, right?
Absolutely. And it's funny you say, going back to the beginning, the reason I picked the theme of wonder for this month was the idea I need to go back to my childlike self. I need to go back to that. It was Socrates who said, wonder is the beginning of wisdom. And I think as we get older, we sometimes can fall away from the idea of wonder, thinking, oh, I already know what that is. Oh, I already know. I know everything I need to know. And it's like, how about, what I teach? I know nothing. Now what can I know?
Yes. And you know what? And when it comes to wonder, that's what it is, really, isn't it? It's letting go of what I think I know and then replacing it with something that I didn't know that I knew. We can get jaded, even when it comes to spring, we go, wow, trees are going to bud and we're going to have new trees soon. And isn't that great? And yay, we can't wait for the sun. But when you walk in nature, and I'm in the fall, so we're about a couple weeks ahead from a lot of other places in Ontario and across Canada in terms of spring. When I go for a walk or a hike, and I literally will stop at a tree and look at each bud and just think of it as exploding, right? And then I internalize that, right? I take that in and I go, well, if that's happening outside, it's also happening inside.
Yeah. And you probably heard this story, but the story of my daughter, Nora, when one day I was in the kitchen and she's like screaming at me from the backyard saying, Daddy, come out here. And I was like really busy, but parenthood, I decided to have children. So go out in the backyard. And so I went out and I went, what is it, sweetie? And she went, Dad, look. And I looked and it was a flower. And I said, oh, that's beautiful. And she goes, no, but Dad, it wasn't here yesterday. And I was like, I got all teary-eyed. I was like, oh my God, I would have missed this moment if I had just said, I can't come out, I'm busy. Because sometimes we think we're so damn busy, we don't take the time to see a flower that wasn't here yesterday and the miracle that is that we take so for granted. And I, for one, I want to keep seeing miracles everywhere I look.
Absolutely. And they exist there.
Yes.
That's, I've had two songs in my head, all, I wonder who, that song, I wonder who.
Wonder who. Who wrote the
Wrote
book
the
of
book of
love?
love,
Yeah.
right? So that's been on my mind. And then the other one is It's a Wonderful World. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And Pierre sang that at the beginning of the month. And
We're
and
singing that every Sunday, the whole month.
are you?
We close every service since the beginning of April. The whole congregation sings "It's a Wonderful World."
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, I've caught a couple of your services. By the way, I always wanted to let everybody know who is joining us here that if you want the Sunday service experience, please go to Global Truth Center. Out of LA, they do a fabulous service. It's mid-Sunday. You get a chance, go in. You know, James is there, the practitioners are there, a lot of people. So don't ever think that you can't have a Sunday experience if that's what you desire.
Yes, join
Yeah.
us. 1 o'clock your time, I
1
think.
o'clock our time, yeah. And if
Unless
they
you're in
go,
Victoria, Canada, then it's the same time.
right. And we do have some members actually who, some of them are actually going to be teaching for us.
Yes,
Are going to be
exactly.
doing some teaching for us soon, coming up. And I'll be announcing that. We're just sort of working out some details
Yep.
for that moving forward. So very exciting. Yeah. So we should be Global Truth Center Canada, because we're not just
Yeah.
in that one place any longer.
Yes.
You know, and so that's part of being a wonderful world, isn't it? Before we go on, I wanted to tell people a little bit, you to tell your story a little bit, how you came to this philosophy. And so just before you do that, I'd like to basically to remind everybody just to put a cap on wonder. Basically, I wanted to just do the affirmation. So if everybody will, I'll read it once, and if everybody just wants to do it with me, wherever you are, scream it in your house. If it makes your family crazy, that's okay too. Maybe they'll get something out of it as well. So here it is. The affirmation for this month is, I live in a constant state of wonder. And now if everybody from wherever you are, just say it. I'll feel the energy, I promise. I live in a constant state of wonder. Let that sink in this month. Just allow that to be your mantra all month. And if it's the song that sticks in your head or a phrase that sticks in your head, stop, smell the roses, not just metaphorically, actually do it. Smell the roses, right? And as James said, and you know, I've been putting it out in the newsletter, is I know nothing. Now, what can I know? Just allow that to be the mantra. And don't stop with I know nothing. Oh, well, I know nothing. I know nothing.
Yes, no, that's not the affirmation.
Right, because some people
know
go,
nothing.
that's right, I know nothing, we're done, I'm good, right? You know, it's the proverbial, it's okay to go sit on the mountain and meditate, but eventually you have to get off the mountain and come back to the real world and take that energy into the world rather than let the world energy take that mountain out of you, right?
Yeah.
So it's about allowing. So Dr. James Mellon, now, first of all, I said this, you're my teacher, my mentor, my friend, you are not just mine. This center is steeped in your history, sir, because the reality is, you know, we had Jonathan, who was a minister under James, Dr. James Mellon as well. We had Reverend Helen, who was a minister for the center, and she learned under she also taught under Dr. James Mellon. And then there's me as well. And so you are so connected to the center. So tell me, how did this philosophy become part of your life? Who is Dr. James?
You know, it's funny because when I first came to Toronto, when Jonathan moved to Toronto, we used to kid, and I felt like all the people at Global Truth Center Toronto were all my grandchildren because Jonathan went there. And how funny that I am here with you tonight, and tonight Jonathan begins his journey walking the Camino. I mean, I just talked to him today. He is literally starting his journey now on this beautiful.
And it's a 500 mile, is that what it is?
500 miles, yes.
Mile journey across Europe.
Yes, and he is about to go on the most amazing journey, just so amazing. So for me, you know, I was an actor, and I was doing my career as an actor, writer, director, singer, all of those things. And I was in Los Angeles, and a friend of mine invited me to come hear a guy talk. And his name was Dr. David Walker, who was the president of religious science for many, many years. And I heard him speak, and he was funny and charismatic, and he was a great singer. And I just was like, wow, this is, because I was Eric Butterworth's student up to that point in New York City. So I started going to church every Sunday to listen to David. And one thing led to another. You know how it works. One thing led to another, and oh, I guess I'll be a practitioner. And then, oh, David said, I'm teaching ministerial. I was like, yeah, I'm not interested in that. I'm not planning on being a minister. I'm happy being an actor. He said, well, just take it to learn. I said, I'll take it to learn. So I took it. And then, after 2 years of ministerial, I was like, I should do something with this. So I finally decided to open a center. Although, you know me, I opened a center and a theater simultaneously because I thought, well, I'm not giving this up. So I opened a theater, a spiritual center, AKA theater, called the NoHo Art Center for New Thought. And we created this wonderful theater. And everybody that came to the theater wanted to know what the church was doing. And everybody that came to church wanted to know what the theater was doing, until after a while, it was just one thing. And it really, really took off. And I just kept studying. I kept studying and studying and studying. You know me, no moss grows under my feet. I think it's very important to know that this teaching is a living teaching. This is not something that was written in 1927 and we're still regurgitating the same stuff. No, it was revolutionary in 1927 to say, as a man thinketh, so is he. It is done unto you as you believe, although that was 2,000 years ago when Jesus said it. Mm-hmm. So, I just felt that it was important to keep going. And now with quantum metaphysics and understanding that actually what Ernest Holmes wrote in 1927, we can actually prove today scientifically. And right at the top of the book, it says, there will come a day when science and religion will walk hand in hand. Well, Brenda, that day has come.
That's it.
And here we are. So I'm just happy to be alive at this time when this teaching is so expansive. And so, yes, I taught my first ministerial class, which brought forth Reverend Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan now. Jonathan went to Toronto and he sent Helen my way. So Dr. Helen also got her ministerial license. And now Reverend Fred, I'm sure soon to be Dr. Fred.
Yeah, well, most of the people that I went to ministerial school with have become doctors. And I thought, wait, what? Here's exactly what I said. When I became a practitioner, I said, well, there's no way I'm going to be a minister. There is no way. It's just not in the cards. I love being a publisher, still do. Love, doing my books. This ministerial thing is not really for me. And the reality was, I don't know if you'll remember this, but the very first breakfast you and I had on a cruise ship.
Yep.
We met on a cruise ship. And before that, Michelle, who is our board president, Michelle and I were reading like Eckhart Tolle and going, this is amazing. Course in Miracles. Like we were just, seeking and just, going Dr. What was her name? Oh my gosh, the one that had the healing modality and she created Hay House.
Louise Hay.
Sorry, her name just went out of my head. But, and it was funny, we were seeking and reading and seeking and talking every single day and saying this and, and then I went on this cruise and Michelle said, well, you're going to meet somebody in that cruise. It's going to change our lives. And so you and I met on the cruise ship. And I got to tell you, I remember having breakfast with you and you said to me that morning, and I hadn't even studied. I think I'd done one boot camp at that point.
Uh-huh.
It was our second cruise together. Like we met, and it was the next cruise. And I had done one of your boot camps.
One of the mental muscles, yeah.
Mental muscle boot camps online. There was Michelle, there was Prue, there was me from Canada, and then
Prue, yes.
And she's still around too. She still talks about you a lot as well, and follows you too often. But anyway, so we started this training. But you said to me, Fred, you're a minister. And I went, no.
And I probably said that while you were sitting there wearing a Speedo.
I might have been. Well, it was breakfast, so and it was in the main dining breakfast. It was in. You remember, it was sort of a little.
So you probably had very little shorts on.
Other shorts or something. Who knows, right? But the idea is that this philosophy, and we say this all the time. You brought up the point that it's a teaching. Very much a teaching learning philosophy.
Yes.
And when the student is ready, the teacher shows up. And one of the things that I try to express to the people who are new to the center, who are new to this philosophy and understanding it and going, getting those aha moments that we all received when we walked in to,
Uh-huh.
it's like, if you can deepen the learning, if you're willing to learn something, and you talked about quantum physics, and that's what brings this philosophy to now, isn't it? Because
Mhm.
there are so many people discussing quantum physics currently. It's not something, as you said, the foundation may be back in 1920, 29 or 23. But that is, and it can be proven, and it can be
Well,
proven through modern
and it's so
discussion.
simple. Ernest
Yeah,
Holmes said, there is one mind. There is a power for good in the universe, and you can use it. Now, we've evolved into there's a power for good in the universe, and you can use it because you are it.
right.
In the quantum field, what we're learning is that there is one quantum field of pure creative energy. It's what everything is made. It is God. That is the God essence of all
Yeah.
things. So if that's the scientific understanding, and Ernest Holmes said there's a power for good in the universe, he could have easily have said there's a quantum field of pure creative energy that is the universe, and you are it. So you get to use it. Your only responsibility is to use it to your advantage, as opposed to use it against yourself. And unfortunately, too many people have learned how to use it against themselves, as opposed to use it to really support the life they want to live. That's why this teaching is such an amazing teaching.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some people stay away from it because it puts the responsibility right there, smack dab in the middle of your consciousness. And
You
some
mean there's
people,
no God out there saying I get a car and you get a car and you get a crappy life, and that doesn't exist, does it?
no, it just doesn't. So, Santa Claus is lovely, but it's not real.
That's right. And the thing is, and if you're under 9, he's kidding.
Well, of course, that Santa Claus exists.
Right, exactly. But you know what the reality is that we forget that, though. And often I think what happens, that's why I love the theme Wonder this month, because what happens is we can forget that we are responsible for our own journey.
Yep.
And also, I mean, so what do you think some of the things that may prevent people from having that experience that we're talking about, that understanding that you are it?
Well, I think we've been raised and taught and educated and hypnotized into believing that we are not as great as we are. We are not as divine as we are. And most of religions tend to take mankind and separate mankind from God. And yet metaphysics realizes and recognizes it's all one thing. So when there's that duality, there's always someone to blame. And we're a very blaming society, mankind. We want to put it off on someone else. And if I'm not getting what I want, it's because of them, this, as opposed to really getting that right where I am, I have the capacity to create the greatest life I could ever imagine. But it's up to me. It is absolutely up to me. There are no victims. There's no, there are perpetrators and victims on this plane of action.
Yes.
Let me be clear about that. Yes. And we all have experienced it. But in truth, at the center of our being, we are these infinite, expansive, creative possibility mongers that just can do anything with what we are, as soon as we're told that, and as soon as we really believe it.
That's right. And it's so true that we get stuck in that story, right? Yes. I mean, I read a book by Edith Eva Eger. If you get a chance to read it, she's a psychologist.
I love the name, Edith.
Edith Eva Eger.
E.
And she was friends with, oh my God, as a man thinketh, Viktor Frankl.
William James.
Viktor Frankl, that one.
Viktor Frankl, yes.
So she was friends with him. Now, he would not give up his mind, his happiness, while he was in prison. He said they could take everything, but they cannot take my mind. Dr. Edith Eva Eger, EEE, she actually experienced being in a Nazi concentration camp as well, but she carried it. She carried the blame, the not worthiness, the hate. She carried that with her. And then she talks about how she let it go. And she said, the world will always be there to victimize you. but
Mhm.
you get to decide whether you believe it or not. You get to decide whether you live as a victim or not,
Yep.
right? So if I could wave a magic wand and have everyone on this planet say, whatever happened to you happened, let it go. It does not define you. Because this is one thing that you taught me right at the very beginning was when you know who you are, when you know that you are love, when you know that you are joy, when you know that you are infinite, when you know that you are abundant, when you know all of those things about yourself, then there is nothing that the outside world can do that will make you feel less than who you truly are.
Yep. Yes, there's a part of you that has never been touched by
Yeah.
anything on this plane of action. There is a perfection that you are that is intricate to who you divinely are. And when you tap into that, which we all just did, I believe, in during the meditation you just did, when that all falls away, when this worldly life of constant, struggle sometimes falls away, and you're left with who you are, and you come face to face with the joy that you are, the love that you are, the kindness that you are, the compassion that you are. I'm teaching a book right now, I happen to have it right here, called Radical Acceptance.
Oh, I love it.
Just started it last week. It is the most amazing book. It takes our teaching and really takes it to where the rubber hits the road, so that we're not doing all of this spiritual bypassing stuff. But it's like, okay, I feel this. I really do feel this. I'm going to accept that I feel this. And now what do I want to do with it? Most of the time, we never get to the acceptance part of what am I feeling? We're trying to fix it, push it away, argue it out. And it's like, no, this is what I'm feeling.
Yes.
What do I want to do with it? It's just a
Ah,
beautiful book. It's a really beautiful book. And there are over 60 students from all over the world taking this class. As soon as
beautiful.
I announced what I was teaching and what it was about, people were coming out of the woodwork saying, okay, that I want to really look at. And so
Good.
it's really, and it's good for me too. I mean, as you know, I lost my daughter 4 years ago, and it was like life just stopped in my tracks. I was like, okay, but this is what's happened. Now, how do I cope with this? How do I live through this as this? And it's been a very hard 4 years, and yet, and this is weird to say, but it's been a very blessed 4 years. Nora's always as close to me as my next thought.
Mm,
And I really get it. I understand it. And it's taken my ministry in a very dynamic direction for me.
yeah. Well, James, you know what? You deepened this philosophy in a way that no one ever wishes to. And anybody who knew anybody, we have a lot of our community members who know you and are so excited that you're here tonight. And I'm really, really glad that you're here as well. But one thing that a lot of people who don't know you and who haven't taught with you is, I remember the very first time that you talked about this philosophy, and almost every time in every class that you said the one thing that you would never know would be how you would be able to live this philosophy if you lost one of your children or your husband. And I was in ministerial school when
Yes, you were.
Nora passed, and I mean, when you say that she's as close as your next thought, I mean, I understand that, because how you came through that journey, and the journey with this is a healing modality, how you came through your cancer.
Right.
And and you'll never sing again, and look at you singing away, and all of these things. I mean, the thing is that you embody this philosophy in a way that, I mean, it just pours out of every cell of your body. And
Mhm.
anyone who's ever met you is feels the same way. So I
Thank
I honor you, and I am so grateful that you're here tonight. And we are going to get you up in Toronto, maybe in the fall sometime or something. I hope to move this center eventually where we're hybrid, where we can be in person and online for people who can't be there. And I believe that will happen. I think that our strength is growing. We have, as I say, we have many new members now. And it's just, this is the time for us to shine. The Sunday
Absolutely.
modality wasn't working as well for us anymore, and it was for some people, and I still honor them. And that's why I say, go to Global Truth Center and,
Yes.
start to stream it through there,
Yes. Come to us on Sunday, and then we'll come to you on Wednesday. And I want to come to Toronto. I need to come back out to Toronto, and maybe we'll just do some gathering in Toronto. That way I can, Tanis and Pierre can cook their amazing vegan meals. And I miss all of that stuff.
Yeah, well, we will do something, and we will plan something for sure.
Good.
And I trust and know that it's all going to unfold perfectly.
Absolutely. With wonder as
wonder
as our backdrop.
Amen to that. And amen does not mean necessary. Listen, if amen works for you, if all women works for you, if holy cow works for you, it's all good. Just use it.
So it is. Amen.
And so it is. There it is. Thank you, James. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to make a couple of announcements. And again, thank you for playing with me today. This was absolutely wonderful. Thank you. And I just wanted to say at this moment, we talked to James about this, love is energy, energy is love. So this is the time that we ask you to help support the center. If you, are able to do so, do it from a place of love. Remember, it all has to come from love. So as you give, you receive. So if you're moved to do so, please help us with our getting our message out there as we begin to grow and continue to grow. You can go to the globaltruthcenter.com, globaltruthcentertoronto.com rather, or you can actually make a donation by going to info@globaltruthcenter.com. And if you're in the US, you can go to our website and there's a PayPal option in there as well if you'd like to help us out. I also want to announce that classes are going to be starting on May 2nd. Our third unit is with Dr. Liza Marquez, and you've met her. She's been a guest speaker here, and her and I did a chat, just like James and I did back in January. So Dr. Liza, she's amazing. It's Unit 3, it's Creative Freedom, and it begins May 2nd, and there will be some course material coming up to you as well. So look for that. It's been wonderful having you here. And at this point, I want to thank some people. I would like to say thank you to Carrie in the background, who helps us broadcast this and keeps us all on track and makes us go live when we're supposed to go live. And I would like to thank Pierre for his magnificent music tonight. As always, Pierre, your light, your energy, your joy is just felt through your music. You are a minister through music. How's that?
Ooh, I'll take that.
I believe that to be true. And of course, to the amazing Dr. James Mellon, my friend, my mentor, our founder. Thank you so much for bringing your consciousness here tonight too.
My pleasure. And thank you, Pierre, too, for I just loved your opening song. Was so sexy and live. It's great. The whole thing was just great.
It's great to see you.
Wakes you up a little, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that other song too, I Live, I Love, I Breathe. I got to get that for our center. Of course, you could always fly here and sing.
I could do that. I think I would. But we are recording and we're streaming now. We're on streaming platforms, my band, and
great.
I will record that song. It'll be great.
Yeah, it is Spire. His band is Spire, and they're doing they do gigs in Toronto, and they're streaming through most streaming platforms now. That's brand new over the last month. So it's been wonderful. So this has been a wonderful evening. Thank you guys. Thank you. And thank you to you who is bringing your consciousness here tonight. This is an experiment that we have been doing for close to 4 months now. And knowing that it's being received and knowing that it's landing as it's supposed to is one of the greatest joys that I can feel as a minister. So thank you. Keep the feedback coming. I look forward to hearing more from you. And with that, I invite Pierre to take us out with a final song for the night.
All right. I got a smile on my face, I got 4 walls around me. Ooh. I got the sun in the sky, all the water surrounds me. Oh, I win now, but sometimes I lose. I've been battered, but I never bruise. It's not so bad. And I said, wait, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all yours, day of mine. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. Janie sings on the corner what keeps her from dying. Ooh, let them say what they want, she won't stop trying. Oh, she might stumble if they push her around. She might fall, but she'll never lie down. It's not so bad. And I said, hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. It's alright. In this beautiful life, there's always some sorrow. But it's a double-edged knife, and there's always tomorrow. Oh, no. It's up to you now if you sink or swim. Just keep the faith, your ship will come in. It's not so bad. And I said, hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. Hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. It's alright. It's alright, it's alright. I got a smile on my face, and I've got four walls around me.
Awesome, Pierre. Thank you so much. I've got a smile on my face. I trust everybody who's out there has a smile on your face. Go live in wonder this week. Wonder, just live it. Cheers. Namaste, everybody. Have a great week.